My name is Danny.
I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troupe Online, episode 2.
We are so excited to be here for you guys today.
I am personally so excited because today we have not one, but 2 Frenchwoods alumni. One is an alumni and one is currently still attending Frenchwoods. I thought today we would talk about the importance of the inclusivity in Soup Troupe to start out with. So in our Soup Troupe, we have a lot of people in our community who have dietary restrictions, and we think it's so important to highlight the inclusivity of the soups, not featured not only at Frenchwoods, but in our daily lives. And another way that Soup Troupe is super inclusive is that we accept people from all age groups and everyone at our Camp Frenchwoods Festival of the Performing Arts. So people with all interests, because soup is the one thing that is universal and the one thing that is good in the world right now. So without further ado, we would like to welcome our first guest. Danny, would you like to take it away?
Absolutely. So our first guest was most recently in the Broadway national tour of The Fiddler on the Roof as Bielka. She was also in A Little Princess at Signature Theater, as was our other guest today. And she was in the Mother Goose Club on Netflix, which just came out on Netflix, but she recorded forever ago. So we're very excited to see that. She also is currently a sophomore BFA musical theater major at Syracuse University, and she was just cast as Venla in Spring Awakening, which will live stream soon enough, and we will definitely post that information on the Soup Troupe Instagram. Don't forget to follow us at souptroupe.fwf, and please welcome our first guest, Emerson Glick.
Hi. Hi, Emmy. Welcome. We are so happy to have you here today.
So happy to be here.
Where are you broadcasting from?
Syracuse, New York, in my living room.
That is so exciting.
Well, we'll just jump right in. We are just so excited to have you here again. And our first question that we like to always ask our guests is, what is your favorite soup memory?
Oh, I think my favorite soup memory is the first ever soup troupe there ever was, when I was in a show with Cole Wright Shaner, and we were online coming from rehearsal, and he was like, "Hey, come talk about soup with me and Danny in the canteen after this." And they were like, it was like almost 6 Minor Day, right? And I remember Ursula talking about how the spice in the soup helped her like nasal cavities open up to sing for her audition, and like, if that's not the most Frenchwoods thing, I don't know what is.
Of course. That was a beautiful answer. I really felt all of the emotions during that.
Yeah.
So we would love for you to discuss your life on tour with Fiddler on the Roof and the soups in the different parts of the country that you experienced.
Yeah, so we went everywhere, like 30 cities, so there was a lot of soup. I particularly think of in St. Louis, there was a pho place right next to our theater, so I ate a lot of pho. In the city, when we were rehearsing, there was a Pret right across the stage, or the street from our theater, so like, had a lot of like the Pret soups, like they have a really good like butternut squash one, which is like my favorite type of soup. There were a lot of like little soup cafes and stuff. Our cast was a really big fan, especially because we were in like cold cities for most of it, you know, when you're up in like Syracuse and Rochester. So it was nice getting like a national tour of soups.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I know at the beginning I spoke a little bit about soup inclusivity, and for those of you who aren't aware, Emmy is allergic to gluten.
Yeah.
And can you discuss a little bit how important it is to be inclusive in soups and some of the struggles you may have faced dealing with soups that maybe did have gluten, or how you felt left out, but how Soup Troupe was there to support you during those?
It got really, really difficult sometimes, you know, when you like go up to the lunch line and you see like a really good soup and like you can't eat it. Like it gets really, really tough. And they recently made the mushroom brie recipe inclusive for everyone, which was like a very big step forward because I had never gotten to taste it until like online Soup Troupe.
Right.
And that was very big for me. And I know at camp there are a lot of people who are like gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, vegan, and like I like how we're taking little steps forward to make sure everyone can have soup every day at lunch.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely. On the national tour, we know that you did not have many chances to go home. There was a 3-week overlap at some point, but we know it was you on the road a lot as a young woman taking the country by storm. So what soups reminded you of home, and how did soup help you cope with that?
Oh, a nice matzo ball soup from a nice Jewish deli, always. You know, we celebrated a lot of holidays out on the road, like everything, because it was September to August. So getting like our cast together, and like sometimes we'd stay in like Airbnbs so we could cook, and like during Passover we made like soup together. So that really did help. And like, yeah, and now being at college too, like my mom sent me her matzo ball soup recipe, so I'm gonna make it for the holiday this week for my roommates because they're not Jewish, so they want to try it for the first time. So it's a soup week.
Oh, that is amazing. Right now, we're going to open up the floor to any questions that you may have for Emmy. Please make sure that you comment them down below, and we will be so happy to feature them. Any questions that you may have regarding soup for Emmy, or any questions regarding her life and how soup relates to that, please comment those questions down below.
While we're waiting for that, I'm so glad that you talked about college soups. I currently at my dining hall, I had the soup with a close friend of mine the other day, and we rated it from 1 to 10 real world spoons. Yeah, and just the college soup game is very strong.
I agree with that for sure.
Very
College soup game is incredible here. I recently had a scrumptious broccoli cheddar soup. It is delicious. And I love it from Panera. That's probably my favorite place to get the soup from, the broccoli cheddar, but having it at school was like a totally different experience.
All right, we have our first question from Ursula Early. She says, Emmy, do you dunk anything in your soup? If so, what?
If there's bread I can eat, I dunk it in my soup.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. I would love suggestions though of like more interesting things than like your normal like baguette to dump in.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Milo Roth says, what is a soup that doesn't exist that you think should? Great question.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, like I like sweet soups a lot, like a pumpkin or like something like that. So maybe some sort of like almost like citrusy, because also like go orange.
That sounds delicious, Emmy. Wow.
A citrus soup. That's so interesting. We talked last week to Kierly Berger, who introduced our eyes to the world of velvet soup.
Velvet soup. Very sweet.
Yeah, it was insane. Sarah Barinholtz says, cup or bowl? Metal or plastic spoon?
Ooh, I'm not picky, but I'd say a bowl because it's a little more like round and there's more flavor to it. And a metal spoon because plastic's bad for the environment.
Of course. All right, we only have time for a couple more questions for Emmy, so let's make sure to leave those below. People say Emmy's glowing. McLean Ryan says, yay, soup troop. First time watching, so excited. Trevor Shingler says, hi McLean, me too. That's exciting. People are making friends. Oh, Trevor Shingler says, thoughts on split pea soup?
I love split pea soup. I think it's really good. I love it like a little like salty too. Yeah.
Wow. All right, and our last question of the day. This is a good one. Ginger Johnson says, cold or hot soup?
Hot. I'm always cold. Always. Even in warm weather, I'm cold. So a nice warm bowl of soup on a cold day is like the sweetest thing.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Emmy, thank you so much for being here with us today. You can follow Emmy Glick down below at Emerson__Ferris on Instagram. Make sure to like and follow her. And will everyone at home join us in a 1, 2, 3?
We're here
for
for
you.
you.
Emmy, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Yay. Again, you can follow her down below at Emerson__Ferris on Instagram. She was just on the Fiddler on the Roof tour, and she is absolutely amazing. Make sure to tune in to watch her as Benla in Spring Awakening at Syracuse University. We're very proud and excited to see a Soup Troupe alum take the lead at Syracuse for their main stage musical. All right, our next guest is also a very exciting guest. She was recently Small Allison on the Fun Home National Tour, and she also understudied the role on Broadway. She was in A Little Princess at Signature Theater with Emmy Glick, and she was in No Victim at the Public Theater. We are very excited to welcome Frenchwoods alum, Ali Valdiquino. Hi, Ali.
Hi.
Ali, we are so
guys.
happy to have you here. Thank you
I'm so
much.
excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Welcome again. We're so happy that you're here, and we'll just jump right in. I'll ask you the same question that we always start off with all of our guests. What is your favorite Soup memory?
Okay, so I joined the Soup Troupe game a little late because I wasn't at camp the first year. So when I got to camp and went to my first Soup Troupe meeting, that was a very special moment. I felt the community and the love. Also, another special memory is I was sitting in a diner in the city and I was eating some soup, and I got the call that I was going to be performing that night on Broadway. So it was a very exciting moment for me. And I think of soup, I think of exciting moments.
Wow. So do you remember what soup you were having?
I think it was either chicken noodle or matzo ball.
Oh, okay.
So one of the classics.
Wow, that's so exciting. I couldn't imagine. Another question we have is we would love for you to discuss your life as a child actor on Broadway and what soups you would eat before and after. We know the chicken noodle, we know the matzo ball.
Yes. Being a child actor, it's crazy. I had never I had always been in love with theater and wanted to be a part of the business, but I had never expected my dreams to be fulfilled like that. And so being a part of such a crazy loving community with so many people was so special, and I couldn't even imagine it. It's so hard to explain. I love chicken noodle soup, matzo ball soup. I also love Stars soup, the soup with the little star noodles.
Oh,
so good.
Delicious.
Definitely one of my faves. It's a classic.
absolutely.
For sure. So we know that you've had some awesome credits. Probably your the biggest credit was Fun Home, and we know you're both on Broadway and on the tour, and you probably are very familiar with the show at this point. So if you had to place a soup, what Fun Home would be represented as, what soup do you think Fun Home would be?
Okay, I did some thinking. I think French onion soup, because there's a layer on top of all the cheese, but then when you dig in beneath the surface, there's so much more depth than you expect, and there's so much flavor.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Thank you. Yes.
Absolutely. All right, now is that time. We're gonna have you leave questions below for Ali about soup.
Soup.
Wait, Dara Barenholt says soup equals Broadway. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you had soup, you were gonna be Small Allison. So sounds about right. Oh, McLean Ryan says thoughts on people calling cereal a milk with soup.
I don't agree with that statement. I think when I think of cereal, I don't think of soup, and vice versa. I just think it's a new idea, but it's not. I don't think they're connected. I think you eat them out of a bowl with a spoon, but I do not think they are the same thing.
Absolutely.
100% agree with you.
While we're waiting for more questions, where are you broadcasting from right now?
I am in my room in Glen Rock, New Jersey.
Yes.
I just started school yesterday.
Are you guys online?
Huh?
Are you online for the semester or for the?
We're doing hybrid.
Oh, okay.
So I was in school yesterday, but then next week I'm going to be online in school. So we go in and out.
Fun.
Yes. It was a very stressful day, but I'm excited for the school year.
Absolutely. All right. Kim Perlman says, have you ever eaten soup in costume?
Ooh, I'm sure that I have. Like, I definitely have. Probably one of the ones I've mentioned, like matzo ball soup or chicken noodle. Just one to like warm my vocal cords before a show. So I think it is something I have done.
Absolutely. Trevor Shingler says, what is your least favorite soup?
Well, as Emmy was saying before, she likes the butternut squash. I am not a huge fan of the butternut squash. I think that the sweetness like overwhelms me. So it is not one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
But I respect all soups. So
of course.
Soup that someone loves is a soup I also love, just not for my own.
Of course. We lift each other up here at Soup.
Yes.
Dara Barinholt says, Allie, my dear, you have ambition in stage management. What would you say is a boss lady super that screams women power?
Ooh, wait, like, what does she mean, like a boss lady super?
I think she means soup. Would be my.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say either tomato bisque because it's bold red and like powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the tomato bisque.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's powerful.
Jazz Jenkins says, if you had to assign a soup to both Danny and Danny's personalities, what would they be?
Ooh. For Danny with a Y, I'm gonna go with the famous mushroom brie.
Thank you.
Because
an honor.
It's a soup troop thing. And I would say the same for Danny with an I, but I'm gonna try and think of a different one. Okay, this is tough because I don't want to like say something wrong. Maybe I'll disagree for you both, but like I don't know. I'd have to think on that more. You know?
Okay, we'll return to that.
Okay, we'll return to the question.
He says, Allie, what is your favorite soup to eat when you're nervous?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with my stars because the stars make me feel happy. They give me like a very bright and vibrant mood because stars, you know, you love them.
You're a star.
Absolutely.
No, you.
Milo Roth says, what is the most recent soup you've made or eaten?
Ooh, the most recent soup I've eaten is the cheddar and broccoli from Panera. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It's so good. It is so good.
Such good.
True. And our last question of the day, Trevor Shingler says, do you have any soup tragedy stories? Example, spilling it all over yourself?
Oh, I don't think so. I've always had a good experience with soup. It's something I love, and it's always done me well.
That's the way to do it.
Yes.
All right, guys, you can follow Allie at Allie Valdiquino on Instagram. Make sure to like and comment on all of her pictures because she's killing the game. Allie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you soon.
So much. We will see you, Allie.
Everyone at home, join us in 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you.
Have a super day.
Thank you.
It's okay. We'll say both. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. That was Allie and Emmy. Thank you guys so much for watching today. My name is Danny. You can follow me on Instagram below at Danny Feld with 2 Ds on the end. And you can also follow Danny at DWergs1. We are live every Saturday at around noon-ish. We have some very exciting guests lined up for next week that we'll be announcing on the Soup Troop Instagram this coming week. You can follow us below at souptroop.fwf. And make sure to like and subscribe this video on YouTube and tell all your friends. We are very excited to be doing this live stream for you guys. So I'm Danny.
And I'm Danny.
And this has been
Soup Troop Online.
1, 2, 3.
Have a super day.
Bye, guys.
See you next